used to say, don't just talk, say something.
Good luck, class of 2017. Welcome.
For as long as I can remember, stand-up comedy has been my dream. Now I'm on a mission to help students discover theirs. This behind-the-scenes film shows you how my 20 years of comedy experience can launch dream careers at your school.
For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, yo. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
First of all, it's a comedy show, so the audience gets laughs from beginning to end.
Here's a spring break tip. If you are ever flying to and from Jamaica, don't ever buy drugs anywhere on that island because the police officers at the airport have way better prices. Okay. So, the first time I proposed to my wife, that's not the funny part. Somebody guess my major. Psych. I was not a psych major, but for 2 years I did date a major psycho. My wife says, Michael doesn't just flirt. He flirts religiously. How do you flirt religiously? When I'm going to be in the bars downtown tonight going, hey, baby, do you come here often? What do I feel like you do in a place like this?
Since my early days in the New York City comedy clubs, I've always been the guy who writes jokes for the college crowd.
Students are here. How many of you took the SAT or the ACT exactly like I did? Be honest. I have no idea. But I haven't had a C in a long time.
My earliest lesson in dream careers, they start with an important discovery.
I love this job. People say to me, when did you know that you wanted to be a stand-up comedian for a living? I can tell you the exact second. True story. I told a joke in a high school study hall, and everybody laughed. Cool. Then a cheerleader came over and sat right next to me. Very cool. She whispered, she said, funny guys are so sexy. I'd like to kiss you right now. And she did. Big time. Until the principal came in and pulled us apart. Now, what are you going to do for a living at that point, huh? I can't change. I can't stop being funny. I can't go back to my job as a teacher at that school. So...
My dream was to become America's campus comic. Since then, I've booked about 2,000 college events in 48 states.
Comedy time!
How? By knowing what's important to students and delivering an important message with every punchline.
Raise your hand if you think college costs too much. Yeah, if your hand is not up right now, you are smoking crack. 20 grand a year? Are you kidding me? Listen, do you want to screw this place back for every nickel of that obscene tuition price? Do you? Here's how you do it. Listen, while you're here, do everything. You know why? You already paid for it. Do everything. Come to every single event that your student activities board sponsors. Music, comedy, lecture. You paid it. Then get your ass in here and get something out of it. Then get excited for every campus organization. Join them all. Run for every possible office. Get pumped up for every church or class or community-sponsored outreach program. Get fired up for varsity, intervarsity, intramural sports. Go. Cheer. Show up naked. Go to classes you've got every single day. Hey, go to a few classes that you're not even in. Just show up. I dare you. What's the professor going to say? Well, your name's not on the list. Why are you here? I don't know. 20 grand a year. I want to learn. Oh. Teach me, Seymour. Let's go. Party! Yes! Now I'm supposed to get some babe drunk so I can score. Woo! Guys, think that through for a second. I'm your friend. Get some babe drunk so you can score. Hold on. If your strategy tells you you have to disorient another student to charm her and then swoop down on the couch next to her before she gets sick, ask yourself this question. How ugly are you? How small is your self-confidence? Seriously.
And what could be more important to students on your campus than discovering the dream career each of them hopes to pursue?
Let me tell you about the person who straightened me out in college. My advisor, Yoda. His name was Professor Mark Yoder, but he came from New Hampshire. So with that accent, when he said it, that's what I heard. Good morning, class! I'm Professor Yoda! He looked like Yoda, too. He was short, wispy, bald head, all-knowing, and could kick your ass. Yoda. The first time I walked in his office for an advisor meeting, I was terrified. He spun in his little desk chair. He said, "Who are you?" "Sir, I'm Michael Dean Ester. I'm one of the students you advised." He said, "No! Who are you? What do you stand for? What do you want to do with the rest of your life?" I didn't know there would be questions before I said it. He said, "I have 3 questions. Whose education is this?" I said, "Mine." He said, "Say it louder! Whose dream career is this?" I said, "Mine." He said, "Say mine! Damn it! Whose life is this now?" I said, "Mine! Damn it!" Then he floored me with this question. I'll ask you. He said, "What would you do with your degree and your life if you knew you couldn't fail?" Don't jump to the end result. "Oh, if I couldn't fail, I'd live on a private island in a 50-room mansion with a little Mini Cooper parked in the living room to haul my ass from the couch to the fridge." That's what I'm doing. No, I'm asking, what would you do with your God-given talent, your passion, your dream? I answered my advisor as a joke because I was nervous, but that old joke set the course for my life and brought me here to you people. I said to Yoda, "Oh, if I couldn't fail, I'd get out there after graduation and earn a living just trying to make people laugh." Yoda did not laugh. College file, career objective, he wrote, "comedian." And he looked up at me and said, "The 3 most important words I ever heard in college." He said, "Do your thing." I said, "What?" He said, "Do your thing. If making people laugh is your place in the world, your passion, your dream, listen! You should build your education around your dream, because this degree launches your career. Do it right, you get a dream career. Do your thing." You want to find your thing? Let's start right here. 2 questions. What excites you? What are you good at? What are you good at? And what excites you? Guys in the room, men, 1 word of caution for life. Just because something excites you does not make you automatically good at it.
When you combine stand-up comedy that students love to hear with an inspiring message that every student needs to hear, what your campus gets is the world's first and only important comedy event.
You know why she said no? According to her, my proposal was not romantic enough. Women, judge me, yes or no. I was dressed up, I was down on one knee, here's every word I said. Kathy, because that's her name. I said, some men were put on this earth to find answers, some men to find cures, other men to find a way to win. I was put on this earth to find you. Now, will you marry me? Send. One last time, the answer is mine. Whose education is this? Mine. Say it louder. Whose dream career is this? Mine. Say mine, damn it. Whose life is this now? Mine. Good luck, class of 2017. Welcome.
When it's time to book your next comedian, this show is a no-brainer for any campus comedy series, spring or fall. It's also the perfect special event for family weekend, homecoming, alumni events, perspective night, and new student orientation. Why book a comedian who's just going to talk when you could book one who's going to say something? Call Neon Entertainment at 800-993-NEON. Do something important with your next comedy date. Let's launch dream careers on your campus.